and welcome to a new interview here on Artificial Empathy. Today I'm with Ivan Ferrero. Ivan Ferrero is a new media psychologist. His work focuses on helping teenagers, parents, and professionals to deal with the new technology. We will discuss about the following topics: how the new technology in the classroom can guarantee personalized teaching and therefore maximize results, where the use of AI in school, for what purpose. We will explore the case of using AI like the one shown by China and other nations, which is a sort of continuous observation by the student to assess their attention. And we'll also try to understand how could the use of this technology could be improved. Speaking of maximization of results, we will discuss what should be the technologies to put in place and all the professional skills we will need in order to develop a one-to-one teaching system. And then we will ask Ivan if he thinks that AI can show or develop empathy, and how his professional role can serve better the development of these programs. So let's start with the interview, and don't forget to follow us on other channels. First of all, thank you, Ivan, for getting my invitation and having the opportunity to discuss some topics about emotional intelligence and personalized teaching and difficult approaches of learning today, especially in the learning industry for artificial intelligence and similar technology. So let's start with the question, because I see we have a very long list of questions, so probably it will take more than half an hour, but anyway, it will be a great pleasure. So thank you a lot again. And let's start with our question. So the first one is how new technology in the classroom can guarantee personalized teaching and therefore maximize the results.
Okay, and thank you, Fabrizio. The pleasure is mine as well. Okay, let's start from the beginning, because if we want to understand how we are living today with our schools, with our instruction, we have to go back to the ancient times in the other era, because the digital has set a real fracture from what was before and what's happening now after. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. In the beginning, we had some strange devices such as a pen, a paper, and some books. They were all rigid and static devices. The instructional system was based on these devices. So these devices led us to a particular form of instruction, that is a modular instruction, but these modules were broad. So if I was teaching history, for example, I had to teach the whole history with the whole book. So the book was a huge model that ranged from the beginning to the end, say from the ancient human beings, so the primitives, to maybe the ancient Romans, and so on. Okay, so we had large static modules. Once the books were written, nobody was able to change. So the students received these large and static and rigid modules. After the digital, things have changed. Now we have many ways to consume the learning, the teaching, and these modules. And all these modules are more narrow. And we have the opportunity to take our instructional system to the atomic level. For instance, I can manage my teaching from various sources, say blog, an article, a YouTube video, or a Facebook post, and so on, and maybe a PDF, some pages of a PDF, and so on, okay? So I can take all these atoms of knowledge and arrange them according to my needs and according to the needs of my class.
Yeah, when I was thinking about AI in general, yeah, you're talking about teaching, education, and atomic structure of the knowledge. But where are the other fields where you can see AI in school, and for what purpose? Like, for example, currently, and we had the opportunity to do it together in the past, we are talking about computer vision and artificial intelligence for security, suicide prevention, monitoring the way students are using common spaces, behavioral analysis to prevent act of violence and bullying, for example. That's basically, I think, your main skills and main talent today.
Okay, new technology takes our learning and our teaching to the next level, to another level. I'm talking about not only the internet, so the web, but also the augmented reality and virtual reality, because they change the way we learn, and most important, they change the environment in which we learn.
Yeah.
So once upon a time, again, we used to learn from books, okay? But we had some text, maybe some pictures, but not always. Now we have hypertext, but more we have a real environment. For instance, if I'm learning the DNA structure,
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to walk around the helix of the DNA, for
manipulate
example.
it and so on. Yes.
Yeah, I'm able to manipulate the DNA and watch the effect of my manipulation. So we're talking about immersive learning. We teach in an immersive environment. This is the great advance of our technology, of the technology of the 21st century. Okay, this is the basis. This is the root. Such immersive environment makes us to the creative learning and creative teaching, of course. So we are moving, we are shifting from the passive learning, say the ancient books, to the active learning, say hypertext or videos, where I can choose which modules I will learning from. Then we go to the creative environment. So I can create my own environment, my own teaching as a teacher, and my own learning as a learner, as a student.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, this is where AI, artificial intelligence, and computer vision and other tools come in handy for us. Okay.
Yeah, so going back to the computer vision case, was, say, a very evident, probably, I don't know if it's a good one or it's a bad one, use of computer vision in classroom as shown in China and other nations. It's a, as you say, it's a sort of continuous observation and in real time by the student to assess their attention. How could the use of this technology be improved? And do you think at the end of the day, it's a good thing or not?
Okay, it's a nice question. As usual, it's not about the tool, it's about how we use such tool. For instance, computer vision is already used in some commercial center or airports and other public places. Okay, so we have tools that understands how people interact each other in real time and detect possibly risk behaviors. Okay, so a guardian is able to approach the risky group and stay alert, close to the group, for instance. Okay, so we're talking about understanding the emotions of a group of persons and of the groups. The same technology is able to detect the emotions of a classroom, or each single student at a deeper level. For instance, we're talking about attention. An algorithm is able to detect when our students are getting bored, for instance, and change the knowledge, the lesson, the single lesson accordingly. So our students are always engaged. They find always excitement. The algorithm, the AI, is able to structure the single lesson accordingly in real time. This is another great power. I'm still talking about real time. Okay, not only such tools are able to give us so much data about the single student or about a single class, a single classroom, so we can manage we can structure future knowledge accordingly. Not only we can create a portfolio for each student, we can pass to the other schools. Say when, for instance, for example, when a student change school from the college to the university and so on, the student is allowed to take the portfolio with him or with her, but the portfolio is not only the lessons learned or the grades he or she reached.
Yes.
Okay, because it's a limitation. Is able to carry other data, such as the attention span, for instance, or how he or she reacts to each single topic, or the style of the teaching, because each teacher has a different style, each course has a different style, each course requires different attitude or mindset. And we know each person is different from another one. So such tools raise another great topic that is the main topic of our times, that is privacy.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
So,
what happened if I receive data that you didn't have any attention to my courses, or the teacher was somehow not the best one you can have, or the lesson was not managed in the right way? Yes, that will be a very interesting topic. I mean, it's data protection again. It's one of the hottest topic we have today, and we know that.
Yeah. Privacy is the great concern of our times, and for many reasons, many real reasons.
Which are the professional skills we will need in order to develop a real one-on-one teaching system?
Okay. In order to understand which are the skills, the skills of the future teacher, or of the teachers of the future, better, we have to analyze how the teaching will be in the future, in the near future, in the close future, and in the medium future. Okay, so we're talking about delocalization, on demand, real time, multi-channel, immersive. Gamification is another great topic. Flexibility on a personal level, so on an atom level of knowledge. Exponential organization and blockchain, but the last two are more technical. Okay, so I will focus, I'm going to focus on the first ones. So delocalization means that more and more students will learn online. So we'll learn on distance, not in real time. So the teacher, or better, the course, the knowledge, has to be structured in order to get used, to get consumed, why not, in such ways. So online, on distance, or remote, and on demand. So we don't know which path the students are going to choose. Okay, so we have to be very modular on an atomic level. Again, I repeat it again. So it may be real time, but less. Then multi-channel. So think about audio, video, okay, text, but hypertext, immersive learning, and so on. So a teacher must be comfortable, ideally, of course, with all of these channels. Immersive, I repeat, and then gamification is the real topic. So not only as a teacher, but as a school, again, I have to be comfortable with gamification. I mean, yeah, game. So points, rewards, levels, and so on. I have to take the gamification principles and put them into my teaching environment. And I specify teaching environment. Is very important, this concept, not only course, but I'm talking about a real environment, digital environment, the virtual reality environment. Okay, so this is very important. Then flexibility, of course, we already understand this. And the teacher is not the container of the knowledge as he or she was before, but because knowledge is available everywhere at any time nowadays. Teacher is still a very important, a very mandatory role, at least in the near and middle future. Okay, but the real teacher needs to change, to shift his or her role. It's mandatory.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty curious to see what will happen. I mean, I think we had probably because we are from another era, as you say. So, yeah, I still have a good memory on my VAX table where I can draw my notes. But anyway, yeah, I'm very curious to see what will happen with the teacher. So, another question is about, let's say, the main topic of this channel is about empathy. We talk about observing students, understanding their behaviors and emotions. Do you think that an AI can show somehow or develop a real empathy?
Yeah, I smile because yeah, it's a great topic because I think there is a great hype about it, okay? Because we have discovered robots, now social robots, okay? And we are discovering artificial intelligence. So we are discovering we are able, maybe, to recreate a thinking machine. Okay, so we are asking ourselves, okay, now how far we can go with it? Okay, so questioning if how we are able to put emotion inside an AI or a robot is something like playing God, according to me, in my opinion, because okay, it's good for the research. So I hope we are going on with it along this road. The real question for our topic here is how are we able to make people perceive empathy from a machine? It's different.
Yes.
Okay, so if we talk about okay, learning, okay, it's not important that a machine is really able to express empathy or emotions. But it's important that students perceive empathy and emotion from the machine, from the AI, from the avatar. If we're talking about virtual teachers,
yes,
for example. Okay, now we are already doing this. This is the great answer. Okay, we are already doing it because we're talking about something that is inside our minds, that is perception. Okay, we already perceive inanimated objects. We perceive them the same as human beings.
Yeah.
For instance, we talk about the aggressive design of a car. So I ask myself, but a car is aggressive. A car is aggressive if the car comes with me and I don't move away apart. This is a very aggressive. But how can a design be aggressive, for instance? But I perceive an aggressive design or a funny design from a car. Think about the cartoons, for instance. Okay, I know they are just pictures. And I know they are, maybe think about the Disney, many Disney characters, so Mickey Mouse, Daffy Duck, and so on. They are not human at all.
Yeah.
But they act as human. So I perceive them as human. And this is the real strategy, the real topic here. Okay, many researchers have analyzed this. For instance, if I show you a hand, a human, a real human hand expressing pain, for instance, if I show you I'm hurting this hand, you feel pain for this hand.
Yeah.
If I show you a robot hand hurting, you feel the same, almost the same pain for this hand. So it doesn't matter whether this hand is human or robotic, we feel the same pain, almost the same pain, not exactly, but we are close to a human pain. Okay, so yeah, researchers say the more something acts as a human, the more we perceive it as human. And so we empathize with this object. Okay, this is very important. Yeah. So you understand, we can make a box showing empathy, showing emotions. How? Sure. Yeah, for instance, showing a smile. We do this with the emojis already since many years, for instance. And this is the great topic. So I repeat it again. Not how a machine may express emotions, but how our students can perceive emotions or empathy from a machine. Okay, this is very important because empathy is all. When we talk, most of all, when we talk about children and teenagers, empathy and relationship, okay, it's very important because empathy creates engagement, creates commitment. Times have changed. New generations are less take less care of hierarchy, of the authority. Okay, they take care of how we behave with them. So how they perceive us as authoritative. It's different. So they don't care that you are a professor, a teacher. They don't care. But if you show them, you know your topic, and you are able to transfer such knowledge to them, then they respect you.
Oh, wow. We cover a lot of topics. We talk about one-to-one tailored education program, AI, empathy. You even introduce a bit of blockchain, understanding the student needs and learning difficulties and more. So you already give us some glimpses about your vision of the future of the school. But now let me ask you a more personal question. How do you think your professional role can serve better the development of this program and the future you just design and just propose us?
Okay. You have said the right word. That is designing. So our school needs to design their knowledge. And this is the role of professionals like me, for instance, psychologists, and not only psychologists, of course, who work with schools and with technologies at school. Okay, so whenever a school calls me, the school calls me for a service to put the technology into their school, I always start with the designing. Schools who want to put their technology, the new technology, into their environment, into their school, yeah, have to change mindset, have to make this shift. But it's not only mindset about their teachers, that is huge, but also their economic model, their business model. Think about the open universities, for example. Knowledge is free. I allow you to study on the same text of our students for free. So I get no money from you. I spend money for you because I create a platform, a learning environment that costs money for me. So where is my gaining? It's knowledge, because I can detect the best students. So we're talking about talent gardening, for instance. And if you want my license, then you pay.
Yeah.
If you want my degree to be recognized,
Yes.
When you go and apply for a job, for example, then you pay. Okay, so not only how many schools shift from the physical learning environment to an online environment, say with paid courses, for example. This is just the beginning, because if you want to go deeper, then another role of professionals like me is to design such courses in order to create the most engagement, the most commitment as possible, so that we are able to reduce the dropout. Because such kind of learning, I'm sad to say, they have a higher rate of dropout because it's online. So the course, the learning must be designed accordingly. I repeat, gamification, not the psychological aspects of the gamification, how the single atoms of the knowledge are structured and are puzzled together, and helping the teacher and the staff of the school to make this change, because it's not only about our students, it's also about our teachers. For instance, a new technology, how to use a new technology, not only, but how to help our teachers to accept this new technology, to accept this shift, this move. And this is very important, because I know, because I have a lot of experience in the school. If we take a new technology, an unknown technology, and put it into the school, most of the teachers will be reluctant and resistant, because we are resistant about what we don't know.
Yeah.
Or moreover, most of all, we are resistant about what we are scared of.
Yes.
Because it's sad, but technology scares us. Yeah,
So,
it's huge.
good
I know
luck
it's
for your
huge. Yeah.
for your approach. I think it's not so easy, especially today.
Yeah, no, not at all, Fabrizio. I can tell you, it's a real war out there.
Yeah, I can imagine. But
Yeah,
anyway,
but
it's challenging and it should be somehow addressed, I think.
yeah,
So.
yeah, of course. It's also exciting because we're talking about our children and our teenagers. We're talking about the next generations, the new generations, and they are our futures.
Yes.
I always joke. I say, when I will be 80 years old, I will rely on them.
Absolutely.
So let's make them to grow well.
I agree. Absolutely.
The best as we can. They will follow their paths, their journey, of course, but let's put the right roots.
Yeah, sure.
With them, to them. Yeah. This is why I love work with schools, and they are our futures.
No, absolutely
our future
agree.
period. Yeah.
So, Ivan, thank you. I think I took a lot of your time today. And so I will really thank you for your time and for all the information you share with us. So far, how can I say them? Have a nice evening. Thank you a lot for your time. And I hope we can go back to this conversation in different ways and maybe in face-to-face somehow.
Yeah.
So,
whenever you want, consider me in. And Fabrizio, I thank you as well for this great opportunity. We need to talk about our children, our teenagers, more and more, whenever we can, of course.
Super. Thanks, Ivan.